Hi everyone, how's everyone holding up? Hope everyone is doing well and are staying home, being safe. And I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. And today we're going to be covering on the housing and economy updates and including the EDD, unemployment, property tax, and so much more. So please bear with me as I will try to cover this and go over it as fast as I can. So as we all know, as of Monday, Governor has issued a second lockdown. So since we are all familiar with the lockdown process, I think that it's great that the market and the grocery stores have put limitations as to how many household essential goods that we could take per household. So that is a good news. So we won't see a lot of congestions, hopefully not in the market. And please don't worry, our real estate profession remains as an essential service, and we have a lot of checklist of practices that and the guidelines that we have to follow when we are handling the transaction in the real estate market, especially the residential properties. So with everything that's going on, the update on the COVID cases, as we all know, we see it in the news, has been going up. Some other resources are showing that it's actually the numbers aren't really matching up, but however, it is going up. It's there, and so these tests are being made actually, and it's going to be ready. They're saying in about a few months that if you take this test, you'll get results delivered to you within an hour. So that's a good news as well. And jumping into the economy, our economy has shrunk 5% since the beginning of this quarter. I'm sure the numbers are different now. And what that means is another way to look at it is we're officially in recession. And a recession is when the economy is slowing down, business stops growing, our people were spending less on the money, being conservative, and economy when it's struggling and even businesses are closing, this is a clear sign, indication of a recession. It may not seem like it's being impacted deeply in a sense, but it is being impacted in a broad sense in most industries. Also, The Economist has projected that the looming fiscal cliff is around the corner and possibly may put the brakes on the recovery. So with all that's being said about the COVID-19, new research have found that young adults may have a higher risk of getting coronavirus. And it shows that particularly if they smoke or vape. We are in a health crisis, so I encourage everyone to really take care of their health in these times, especially when right now, if we're getting sick over coronavirus, this is the time where we need to keep our immune system high, take vitamin C, take lemon tea, ginger tea, anything that's high in vitamin C to get your immune system boosted in your body. During the last recession, it took 10 years for purchase demand to rebound. But since March this year, we noticed the purchase demand rebounding within 10 weeks. So that is good news. We are seeing a recovery underway, but more uncertainties is very high. It is the employment sector we are experiencing a largest decline. Okay, so also PPP extended their operation time to August 31st. Now I'm not sure if that's the filing date deadline. I will look into that as well. You might want to look into it for those of you who have not filed a PPP. This is a time to do so. Please consult with your CPA by end of August. SBA did announce that the EIDA, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, they have discontinued to make the emergency grant loans. So therefore, we will not be able to have that loan forgiven. Now, it was my understanding when we initially applied and got the grant money for those of us up to $10,000 was forgivable. But now it's stating that the EIDL loans are not forgivable and therefore it has to be repaid or paid back. So I will also look into that further and let you know. So please reach out to me if you have any questions about that. Or the best would be to consult with our CPA of what's happening with the SBA. So as of now, the $600 weekly, the federal joblessness benefit is set to expire on July 25th. There is no word of that being extended by the Congress. Let's kind of stay tuned in for that. So another stimulus bill could be signed by end of July. So we will check as we go. Let's jump right into the housing market. Now, housing market has held up better than expected, according to The Economist, and we have been seeing the improvements, as I mentioned before in my earlier video. We have been seeing improvements starting May to June, and it could be because that after the reopening, buyers were probably getting ready to just jump right back in as they were preparing to buy the homes, and sellers were wanting to sell. Home builders saw their June sales since the housing boom. And this increased demand can be attributed to historically mortgage rates, but overall the housing prices have largely remained stable. And also Redfin reported that half of its offers in June faced bidding wars, as I mentioned before in my earlier video, that these were multiple offers being presented to buy a home on the same home with multiple buyers. Oh, and also going back to the forbearance, the mortgage it's mortgage in forbearance, so continues to drop, right? So, but 32% of the renters and homeowners did not make full payments in July. So there is a little bit of impact on that. And according to an apartment list survey, renters in particular, and I'm reading off of this, what apartment list survey is saying, that the 31% of renters reported that they had little confidence in their ability to pay next month's rent. So on Sunday, Los Angeles started taking applications for its $103 million emergency renters relief program, aimed at helping centers disadvantaged at COVID-19. All eligible applicants will have an equal chance of being randomly selected for the program. So we will see how this goes, how this will work out. So as the time passes, however, the housing economists are projecting that home prices will decelerate. So as I mentioned about my earlier video, the appreciation really has brought homeowners confidence in making a decision whether if they need to sell or stay in their homes. You know, at this time, of course, staying home is the right way to be, and being safe, especially in your health condition. But in certain circumstances, we don't know how the economy will unfold going into 2021. But please be rest assured again that options are available if you have if you have equity in your home, and that's a treasure right now. May be delayed, so usually the bill gets generated in the month of September, and we should be receiving a bill end of September or going into October. But if you don't receive it, I mean, we still have some time. But if you don't receive it, please check online, and I could give you the resources to the website, and it would be best for you to check online and see if your bill has been generated. And that applies to LA County and Orange County. And if you did buy a home, congratulations, and you may receive a supplemental tax bill. A supplemental tax bill, usually the bill generates in March and April, and that's when you receive the bill. So if you don't receive it, that doesn't mean you didn't get a supplemental tax bill. Again, please check on that. I will provide the link of the LA County and Orange County property tax website for you to check. And I'll provide the link below so you can check to see, you could go on and check to see if the bill has been uploaded, and so that you could pay at the appropriate time. So I'm sure we all know that the mortgage rate is super low, right? In fact, it has actually dropped down to 2.875% is what they're saying. For first-time home buyers, they are offering down payment assistance that can be forgiven. So if you were looking or preparing to buy a house or your first place, and if you want to know what you can qualify for, what other programs you could have in as granted by the government, and that can be forgiven at the close of escrow, please reach out to me or ask your lender that you know, and they will be able to explain to you these options and programs that they can offer. This does wrap up my housing and economy update today. Thank you for listening, and I hope to bring you more information as we go. So please take care, please be safe, wear a mask. And one tip is that I've noticed that sometimes when I wear a mask, I can't breathe. And it's actually not that I can't breathe, but it's hard to breathe. So I remember my niece telling me you use a paper towel folded like in 3 folds, and I put it inside my mask, and I am able to breathe a lot better. So if that helps, that's a tip for you. And please be safe and healthy. Thank you.